Hey guys, here's a few quick tips on the new Nano CPX. So just from my experience, I was able to get a few flights out of it. So here's a few quick tips that I would suggest you guys to do. So first off, Expo on here. The manual did recommend 30% Expo for the base, or actually for the starting point, which I find was a little still too sensitive. 30% Expo with 80 to 85% dual rate actually works pretty good. I don't even fly in stunt mode 1, so pretty much when I flip to normal, I go straight to idle up 2, and I run a full 100% dual rate and 40% Expo, which I find it a lot easier to fly because the helicopter is not too responsive. This helicopter is actually really responsive, so I run 40% Expo. You guys might like 45 to 50, but I just found 30 way too fast for me, so just too responsive around center stick when I'm flipping it inside or indoors. Outdoors might not be a problem, but indoors for me, 40% Expo is the way to go. Do that for the elevator and aileron, and for rudder, just leave it at 0% Expo. You guys can always go Expo on a rudder depending on your flying style. Once again, travel adjustment, I have my elevator and aileron at 100%. And for rudder, I actually put it at 150. This sped up the tail a little bit, especially when I'm going right. From 100 to 150, there was a notable difference when I'm doing right purls. When I'm doing left purls, it actually was about the same, but that's pretty much normal for this one because it is a tail motor driven setup and the tail prop is fixed. So you can't really, it's not a variable tail, so you can't give pitch one direction and kind of push it over. It's pretty much depends on how much pitch you have in the blades and how much torque you have going to actually make it spin counterclockwise or do that left purl. Pretty much it. Another thing I would recommend you guys to do is pitch curve. Run Expo around center stick on the pitch, because I find out when I'm flying indoors, it's hard to keep it flipping in one spot because I always give too much positive or negative depending on when I'm flying it, and it just shoots all over the place. When you add a little bit of Expo, it prevents you from giving too much pitch around center, so it just makes it flip a little bit more axial on its axis instead of just flipping it and pushing all over the place and doing like a very sloppy tick-tock. It just, Expo on the pitch works very good. So I'm not going to show you guys too much about that one, or give you guys a little look right here. I set my Expo over here on idle up 2, which I fly when I'm flipping and stuff like that. Expo, and actually have a 5-point pitch curve. You guys can go more depending on your transmitter if you can do more or not, but my 11X can. But I just kind of soften up a little bit more, so when I'm flying inside, it's just not too responsive around that center stick, so it makes my flipping a little bit cleaner and easier and more enjoyable when I'm flying inside. So here we go. And throttle curve, pretty much go according to the manual. You can't go wrong there. Throttle hold, turn on throttle hold and set the pitch for throttle hold at 50%. So when you're about to crash, you hit throttle hold, the pitch, or actually the blades go to 0 pitch, and that prevents a lot of the major damages. When your blades are kind of all, when you have full positive, full negative, and stuff like that. If you set your pitch curve for throttle hold at 50%, which is 0 pitch, when you crash, basically your blades are at 0 pitch, and it just makes the damage less in case if anything does happen. Now, next up, the batteries do require a little bit of braking process. The first flight, the performance was actually a little bit on the poor side, in my opinion, just to be honest. I kind of was disappointed with the performance with the first flight, but after about 5-6 cycles through them, the head speed picked up, the power increased a little bit, and it's actually a lot of fun to fly now because I can flip it without hearing the head speed and motor bog too much. Now, next up, main blades. Somebody recommended to run the main blades a little bit loose. In my personal opinion, I prefer to run a little bit tight. You can see here it's not loose at all. So when I'm holding it, it's not going to fall, but when I kind of like push it hard enough, it does fall. That's pretty much how I like the main blades to be when I'm flying it, because I did try loose blades and I did try the blades a little bit tighter, and this is what I found I liked the most, was the blades to be on a tighter side when I'm flipping it, because one thing that I did experience when I'm flipping with the blades loose it kind of does this little thing, and I don't know, it's just kind of weird, just not my style, so I just put the blades a little bit tighter. So that's pretty much it. That's a little quick tip. Hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something from it, or maybe try it and see if you guys even like it. So if you guys do try it and if you guys like it, leave a comment. If you guys tried it and don't like the settings or something what I said, leave a comment. And there you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.